Hi everyone, this is the attic where we're all little tiny dolls and we're adorable and we're gaining dust and everybody's forgotten us and it's fine, we're good with that. Um, we know we're worth it. Um, we just like to stay cozy in here. I've put on some music, but I don't think you guys can hear it. Sorry, this is gonna be very awkward because this is my first video ever. Well, not ever, but pretty much. Also, I'm looking pretty rough, but you know, it's fine. You guys won't judge me. Yeah. Turn down this song real quick. Okay, so what I had for you was a collective. I'm gonna tell you guys more about the collective on this channel once it gains a bit more traction, I guess, when/if there are more people coming over. But yeah. So kind of in prediction of the people that are going to be here, I get a really good energy from our collective. So let's get into it. Get prepared for a lot of ums and ahs, because that's how I talk. Yeah, sorry if that bothers you, but yeah. I'm just looking back at my notes that I took for the reading. So this is just like a general reading. Like I had nothing in particular asked. I didn't ask Spirit like a question in particular or anything. Just wanted to check on with the energies, like see how they're flowing, what's going on with everyone. So I see us kind of trying to forge our path and trying to find our way, and I see us kind of being unsure about which way to take. Kind of as if we have like many different paths that we could take, many different roads, but they all lead to something that isn't like one isn't worse than the other. This is the Two of Swords energy. That was at the, I think at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, when I did the reading. I did take pictures of the reading, but because I did it before recording and like a few days ago. But the energies are still active, hopefully, because this is a general. So whenever you find this, it's not a time sensitive thing. Yeah. So I'm seeing that we're preparing to go somewhere. We're preparing to go on our way, and we're like projecting towards something, and we're having our vision and everything, and we have kind of an idea of where we want to go, but we're not like, no, I think we are set on it, but it's just in the details. I think the how we're gonna get there and all of it, I think that's more the center of the what am I gonna do. So basically for that, if you're wondering like which way should I go or something like that, my advice would be really like go with your intuition, and you're gonna know when something is aligned with your purpose. You just feel it. Like the advice here is align yourself with your purpose. Go with what your heart points at, as in you know what your purpose is, and like that's the way that it's pointing towards. But if you don't know your purpose yet, and it's fine if you don't have one either, you can just like exist and live and be in the world, and that's okay too. If you don't have a purpose or anything like that, if you don't believe in that, or you know, um, then just like I know that a lot of people say that, but really like just not just do that, but that's not what I mean. Like I'm gonna give the same advice that a lot of people give, is to like listen to your intuition, but it's cliche, but we repeat it because a lot of people are not connected to their emotions and their bodies, myself included, like of course, with how they feel and what their body is telling them that they're feeling, what our needs or wants are. It's like, because we are a lot of times questioning about what we should do and stuff like that, right? But a lot of times our intuition is going to be there at the back of our mind, being like, oh, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this about this, or I'm feeling this one. This one choice is the one that I want to go for. And it's just, our intuition is a very subtle voice inside our being, so it's really a subtlety to learn and practice to listen to it like that. It's really, really like with time. Um, and you're gonna, if you're having a difficult time with it, just train it and be patient. You're gonna get there because everyone has intuition. It's just a matter of when, if you want to open yourself to listen to it more and be more aligned. Um, I'm feeling called to talk about something that I do, because a lot of my actions day by day are taken um, following my intuition. I do a lot of what I do just because of how I'm feeling. So how I am in my daily in my daily life is just like I'm following my intuition is and what it's telling me to do. So one thing that I do that's following my intuition is I do intuitive eating. So whenever like my body's telling me like I want to eat a particular kind of food, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I take that into consideration. Like I'm craving this, or my body is trying to tell me that it wants that food. Um, so that's a way that can be a practice to like reconnect with yourself and your intuition. And if I share a bit of my own experience, sometimes for me, even knowing if I'm hungry or not, sometimes isn't always clear either. So I guess even for me, it's also a practice of knowing how my body feels. I'm very like detached from my body, not always very grounded. So I guess that's one part of how I can connect more to my intuition, is with connecting with it through my body. Um, I'm more in the higher chakras, the more mental or the more spiritual ones. Those are the easiest for me, and the further down we go, the harder it gets for me, basically. So higher is easier, and downer chakras are harder. Um, yeah. So for collective, um, yeah, I saw that there was the past coming back. Either a person, a feeling, an event is coming back into your mind or in real life. But I think it's more of an interior process, that the past is making a comeback per se. that it's just like, it's not really here to stay, it's just like saying hello and going back after it's done. However long that is, of course. Sometimes we need to take more time to process the past, right? That's to each their own. I saw that for our collective, in particular, I really don't know. Well, I have an idea of what kinds of people are going to be in my collective and this channel's collective, but so that's what I'm channeling for. That's who I'm channeling for, this collective. But I don't know about the more general collective. I think that would be a separate question. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that I did the reading asking for the collective of this channel, kind of visualizing the people that are going to be here and are going to relate and connect with our energy and the channel. So it's like I'm looking into the future, seeing our energies, or our single kind of, or energies, like slash energy, plural and singular, like as a collective. My goal with this channel was to kind of create a space with a community that like kind of feels like I do, because I know that a lot of people feel different in this world, but I want to achieve creating a space that's like open for a particular kind of ostracized people, because I'm sure we're gonna feel each other, we're gonna have recognition for each other, like I see you, but basically this channel is kind of like for the people that want to free themselves from the biases, the misconceptions, the judgments of our society, and our preconceived notions, and the trauma and the kind of like curses, you can say, like that have been following us in our prior generations, family generations, that we all collectively like participate in. So we're kind of like this collective in my mind, and what I saw while I did my reading and all of that, I saw that we're I think connecting a lot to how I feel, like how I want to be free from what other people think, and like do things my own way and not be scared to just do it, and also be a little more weird and authentic, because there shouldn't be anything wrong with you being yourself. And it gets me so mad that people are so like surprised at people that are different. So I just want to create a space that like where people can feel like they can be themselves even if they're different, but we're all kind of the same here, you know what I mean. Of course, like this is a welcome to anyone. Maybe not all of the messages are gonna be for you if you kind of distance yourself from the message of the channel, I guess. But also I don't know, I guess we'll see how this evolves. Take this what resonates, as a lot of people say on here. Yeah, this collective is gonna have a vibe very like, well, I kind of want to keep it secret, kind of make you see on your own what the vibe is, because that's more mysterious. That's kind of the vibe of the whole channel and the whole community. If I could give you a hint, I would tell you number 8, just like spirits gave me. That's one of the hints that they gave me, and I'm gonna let you figure out the rest for now, if you wanna know more about it. But with more videos that I post, hopefully I'll dive more into what kind of people we are, but right now I'm more focusing on the collective and just like how we're feeling. So right now we have kind of a feeling of, I guess maybe it's gonna be more general, like less specific as a collective that I'm doing now, because there's nobody yet on the channel, but we're really trying right now to kind of ground ourselves into our physical space, like feeling at home. And this might not even mean like your literal home, but feeling at home within yourself, right? Kind of in like your mental and spiritual space where you feel at home. Where do you feel at home? And feeling comfortable and like you can let your guards down and be yourself. We're really trying to create a space in our mind like that, and physically too. I guess the advice was to connect physically with that space in our minds too, like connect the material life to how we feel on the inside. Like when you think about feeling comfortable and at home, what does it look like on the outside? How can you make your living space more like that, right? How can you make your environment more resemble your inner world? So we're taking the inner and putting it out. We're taking what's into our inner world and putting it into the outer world, is what I'm trying to say. So I think we're kind of trying to find a balance with that, with the temperance card that I pulled. There's a lot of like putting things into balance, and temperance is also about finding the middle path. So if there are some things that don't quite fit, you can take them out and there's going to be something else that's better. But I think it's just finding balance and like leveling things. Yeah, I guess I kind of said it wrong. I think it's more like, well, like doing more of that and less of that, or or just kind of, if you're focusing a lot on a particular aspect of making your home feel more like home, and maybe you're ignoring another aspect, that for me would be like I said, focusing a lot on the inner space but less on the outer space, because I'm not good at cleaning as of now. So my cleaning is really taking a toll on me. Like, so the cleaning would be the part of that I'm avoiding or ignoring or focusing less on. So what would benefit more attention from you is basically, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I did see in our energies that we're working really hard right now. We've been very brave at cutting away things and breaking curses that we don't need in our lives anymore, like generational curses, things that have clung onto our families and like society for generations. we're tired of that and we don't want to be in that anymore, so we're just breaking free. But it's hard to go at this alone, and that's why I want to have this space for that, because it can feel very alone and ostracizing when you step out of that like normalcy. When you try to be a little bit more free, you feel different and you feel like you're doing something that nobody else is doing. um, so as much as it's freeing, it's also very scary and solitary at times. So even though solitude is wonderful and we can be very well comfortable with ourselves, that's not really the point, because if we don't have people that let us be ourselves, and that we where if we can't have a community that understands us or that like accepts us, that means that we failed as a society, basically. That's how I see it. We also really need to recharge right now as a collective. I think we've had a big mental load, thinking about a lot of stuff. We're kind of really tired, exhausted. We've done a lot of work, inner work specifically, or outer work too, but I think it's a mix of two. But even if you're doing outer work, I'm hearing like even if you're working on things in the 3D, in the concrete, you're still having a process of that inner work that comes along with it. It's not just 3D work, it's also you're processing that inside of you, also what's going on the outside. Yeah. So I'm really feeling right now. I get a feeling that like my collective here is perhaps a collective of people that are more sensitive, and that are trying to escape from the restraints of society, because a lot of things. I mean, maybe I'm just gonna talk for me because I don't know about you guys yet, but I feel I feel restrained a lot of the times. Not because I feel like I can say my opinion because people will judge me. That's not what I mean. Not to get political, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is just like wanting to be yourself, and wanting to be with people that don't judge you for being different or doing things that other people aren't doing the same way, or like being like thinking outside the box and things like that. Like sometimes it's acclaimed, other times it's like seen as a bit like, oh, I didn't think about that, or as just weird, or bad in the worst cases. So for me personally, I'm really trying to find that place where I'm comfortable being out outside the box and freeing myself of the judgment of other people. Like I found that particularly difficult. Um, but I think that the people here like with us, with me, um, we really have that urge, that deep need to set ourselves free from the chains that society has put onto us, because we're not fitting the mold that's like preconceived for us. And there are so many molds, right? That's what I'm like, what I want to say. For example, take schools. So many people have a hard time in school, and it's because this school system isn't fit for everybody. It's like some people are very intelligent, yet they have a really hard time at school, and that's not because they're not intelligent. It's because the school systems are not made to accommodate everyone, and that's normal, but there should be more done to accommodate more people, because kids learning in community is an important thing. I think I should need to say that. It's like, just I'm trying to explain what I mean. Like, um, just yeah, I kind of detach myself from the main point here with my example, but yeah, just I wanted to give an example, I guess, for the boxes that we put ourselves into. And it's just since childhood, I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've always felt the need to kind of fit myself into what society is like, and because I felt it, but also because I was like reprimanded for not fitting into it, and that's like where trauma comes in, and I just want to set myself free from that and be like, it's okay to be different, as long as we're like not hurting anybody, of course. Like, we're just trying to exist in our authentic selves. We just want to be understood, we just want to be accepted in us, in our society. That's really what's important here, right? Yeah, so that whole vibe that we have right now with wanting to be free, that's the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords, like I was saying, it's the card of like being free, like as in we're running away from something, from a battle. And if you're in some kind of battle with other people or with yourself or an establishment or whatever system, um, a lot of times with the Seven of Swords, it's actually advised um, to go at it the smarter way and not the work harder way. We're actually in the energies here. We're actually already working hard, if not too hard. So work smarter, not harder, and get away from it if you can. Or, as I was leading into with other messages, with the different paths that I was talking about at the beginning. So we're having kind of like indecision with how to proceed with what we're wanting to do. But the Seven of Swords is really our answer here, because yes, listen to your intuition and your purpose, but also it's important to know, it's important for you to recognize and acknowledge that there's another way. There's not only those two or more ways that you think, like, it's not only a black and white choice or a this or that. There are other ways, but maybe they haven't been made yet, or you haven't found the right circumstances or people. So that's really the answer here. So you're gonna feel freer if you can act kind of like, because we're trying to find what our hearts wants us to do, right? I mean, I do. But if you want to be more free like I do, and feel less attached to the restraints of like what other people think, what other people do and want you to do and stuff like that, there is another way. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but it's not gonna be like super. It's not gonna be harder than other paths. It's not supposed to be. Um, it's like a hack, and it's not a perfect hack, but you don't have to choose between only two options. That's a lie. There are other ways, and even if you have to pave your own way, um, in the forest, for example, if like they say, like on the beaten paths and stuff like that, even if there is no path, make one. That's kind of the the message, and walk that path with confidence, or with as much confidence as you can, and trust in your judgment and in yourself, because there are no wrong choices here, as we learned from the Two of Swords. So don't stress about making the right choice. You'll find your way. And yeah. We also had the Hangman. Ooh, my god, my hair scared me. Thought it was a bug. I love bugs, but like, don't like being shocked. Uh, so we also had the Hangman. So I think that for that third or unseen path to maybe show itself, if we haven't found it yet, or like to be more concrete in our lives, for that other path that we don't have yet. Um, maybe some of you do have found, maybe some of you have found your different path, and congratulations. I'm super proud of you and happy for you. For others, like myself, um, if you haven't found yet the specifics, uh, we need to have a change of perspective moment. Not that we're looking at the wrong thing, but we're looking at it the wrong way, or we're not thinking about some things just because of how we're looking at things, our angle. Like, we're as if we're looking at something like this, and we need to look at it more like this, right? So like, some things are visible only in certain angles or perspectives. So gaining a different perspective, or like changing our position, is what's the advice here. And there's also a whole process of like putting yourself in a place of sacrifice, with the Hangman like being in martyrdom. Doesn't mean pain necessarily, but it's just like being in a very vulnerable position, that you have to admit kind of that that you you've encountered some obstacles and stuff, that you're kind of stagnant or stuck sometimes in your evolution, not your overall evolution, but more like your processes and like where you want to go and stuff like that. That sometimes you've come to a stop, and you're like, to go again, like continue on your path, you have to kind of like reposition yourself to like, and maybe we're also too focused on our path. Maybe we have to kind of, as if we're walking on our path very focused, and we're having tunnel vision, but sometimes we have to just kind of take a break and look like around us, right? Maybe that's the message too. Think I definitely put the finger on that for me. I think that's probably what it means for me. Like, stop for a second, and like for a minute, and look at all the things around you. Because we've been so like straight with our direction, but it's okay to take a moment to breathe and be like, oh, look at the butterflies, the flowers, they're beautiful. And maybe that's when we're gonna have our aha moment, and we're gonna connect with something different that we hadn't seen before, that we didn't know was there because we were only looking at our path, right? So yeah, like I said, while you're going through all of this process, all of this evolution, um, things from the past are coming back, whether it be traumas, regrets, events, people, places. We're going through some things that we had to face from our past. Like, it could be anything from your past. It could even be an older version of yourself, or like, you know, like facing what happened to you when you were a child and stuff like that. There's a point about, like, it could be your inner child that's coming to you to talk to you, but when we're breaking generational curses and stuff like that and habits, it is facing a lot of our trauma, our generational trauma, but also our personal trauma. So of course I think having the past and our nostalgia hit us is kind of normal, because we're reliving some parts of our childhood, what brought us into the world, and our upbringing. I did see that we're missing someone, so we're feeling kind of lovesick. Maybe not lovesick as if we've had a breakup, not that, but we're missing someone. So there is love, but we're kind of away a bit detached. I can definitely align that with how I'm feeling, with my personal life, but there is love, and you miss the love. The love that you're missing, not the love, but the person that you're missing could be yourself also, missing your older self, but it could also be like a real life person. It doesn't have to be romantic also. You could be missing a family member, friend, stuff like that. And I did see you guys in my collective. You guys are like little angels, earth angels. I did see that. You guys are little miracles in a bottle, and spirit is following you and they're watching over you. Your guardians, your spirit team, your spirit guardians, they're like whatever you want to call them, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, all of them. All of your spirit team, they're protecting you. I'm sure that you already kind of know that they're protecting you, but I'm reaffirming to you, they're watching over you. They're looking at things right from over your shoulder. Kind of like my little friend there. It's like an old costume that I made for a Halloween party that I didn't wear that long. But I really liked the work that I did with it, so I kept it. I wanted to hang up. And there's a mask up there that you can't see, but I might show it sometime. If you're interested. And what was I saying? Oof, sorry, that's the ADHD coming in. Yeah, so I was saying your spirit team, your spirits, and even other spirits, like that want to come and help you, they're there, and they're like, their energy is with you and towards your progression and towards the better version of life that could be for you, as if they were praying for you, but they're just like guiding you and like helping you in general. And you might be coming into or nearing the end, I don't know, or in the middle of a lucky era. Like, you feel very blessed, very protected, very flourishing, blooming, very like gleaming, shining, pearlescent. Like you feel like that light coming from the inside, and you feel like you're blessed and you're lucky, and that's like you feel like a miracle. Um, if you're not there yet, it's okay. Just know that your spirit guides are telling you, like there is a miracle for you, and it's coming. It's just like not right, like into your grasp. But I think you can feel it though. I think you can feel it that there's like something amazing that's just like waiting for you to happen. I can see that you guys are also very honest and very like, well, I don't know about that, but you're looking for the truth, whether you're honest or not. You do want to be more authentic, I think. And you're very passionate about justice, is what I saw. So yeah, it's pretty much what I have for you, for us. It's kind of our mood. We're kind of in a cozy, retreating mood, and we're kind of taking our energy back before continuing with the fight. It's like there isn't really a fight, but we kind of perceive it as a fight because of how how we've been going at life. But things are like gonna start to be easier at some point, so it's not gonna be about fighting forever. We're all at different points in our life, right? We're all at different stages and stuff with our spiritual path and finding our way and our purpose and all of that. But yeah, I kind of lost the point that I was making. I'm sorry. But even if you're not seeing the end of it right now, you're very protected, you're very guided, supported by spirit, and you're doing very important work by just being here and existing and talking to people and doing stuff in your daily life. It's very appreciated. Like your values are very appreciated. What you share with the world is important. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. What I have for you. Try to take a break if you can, because I know that we're very focused. We're in a kind of in a society that's very like performance driven and like what can you give like labor wise or financially, like, so we're kind of in the mindset, everyone, that we have to give more and more of ourselves to some other people, to kind of like feed the machine. But we're more than that, right? We're people, we're human beings at the end of the day, so we have to take care of ourselves like human beings. We have needs as humans. We're not just machines. So remember that. I think that's gonna be all for today. Gonna be optimistic. I'm not gonna say that probably no one's gonna watch this. Even if that's the case, that's okay. I'm not mad about that. I just hope that at some point after making some videos, I hope that people like that what I do can be reached, because I feel like we are a lot of people that kind of need this aspect of community and like being validated with each other, so in our feelings. Um, so I hope that this can reach the right people. I know that it will if it like goes off, like if it pops off, but if I pop off with my channel, I mean, but like if it does, it does. But I hope that it does, is what I'm saying. I have hoped, and I'm gonna be trying my best to work on this channel, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah, I hope that the quality, the camera, I'm using my computer camera, my earbuds, microphone, and all of that. Obviously this isn't the best setup, but I really felt like Spirit wanted me to get on with it, even though it's not the best conditions. I'm quite perfectionist. Like, I kind of wanted my spiritual, like, career or whatever to be like looking perfect before going on it, like trying. But Spirit really wanted me to try, even though it's not perfect. So I'm doing that. I'm trying. So we'll see where it goes. As long as I'm like presenting myself to the world, I think that's what Spirit wanting me to do. So yeah, that's where I am. Have a good day. I'm glad you were here. If you watched the video, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.